is Brenda and welcome to my channel, Simply Living Tiny. Back in 2019, I lived in a 1,600 square foot apartment that had 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and I downsized to a 320 square foot tiny home that has 1 loft bedroom and a full-size bathroom. She is 8.5 feet wide and 30 feet long, and from the highest point of the roof, she's 14 feet tall. She has 11 windows and a skylight that's 28 inches by 28 inches, and she has a glass screen door, so she gets a lot of light. I live here with my 6-year-old Maltese dog, Buddy, and 2 tetra glowfish, Skipper and Gilligan. So come with me and I'll take you on a tour. Sometimes you hear people say, I think I would like living in a tiny home, but I don't know, you don't have hardly any storage. Well, as I take you on this tour, I'll show you pieces of furniture that I have found that help with that situation. This is my living room. It's 7.3 feet wide and 8.5 feet long, and I have a lot going on in this living room. I have a couch and an ottoman here that I ordered online from Home Reserve, and it's all about storage. So there's a lot of storage in this ottoman, and the couch has got 3 different sections where you can store things to. And also in this living room, I have a bookcase that my dad made that houses movies that I didn't want to part with whenever I pare down. I have 2 windows here, and I have one over here. I have a little table here that I use like an end table. And then last year I took up knitting, so I'm still learning how to knit. And so I have all of my knitting stuff under this table, and this cute little basket holds a whole bunch of yarn. And then I have a 42-inch TV over here that is on a swivel. I have a surround sound bar above it. And then let me show you the rest of my living room. I don't know if you would consider this part of my living room or you consider it my office. I have the privilege to be able to work from home, so this is my workstation. I have my monitors, and I have a lot of storage here for my work papers and personal papers, and it just fits perfectly in this living room space. Here is another piece of storage. It's a foldable desk, so all you do is unlatch it here, get the vine out of the way. You don't want to smash the vine, and you open it from here. Then you have these little latches, and then you bring it down. And then you have a little table or a desk or whatever you need to use it for. And then you have all kinds of storage in this area here. And then to put it away, you just raise it up, fold it back, and you secure it with the lock. This kitchen has lots and lots of storage. And this right here is my microwave convection combo. And we have a light here, and then it has an exhaust. And it has a light here. Then here is my oven. This is my propane. And I'll bring you move some stuff out of the way. And let me show you this right here from my tomato plants. Don't they look yummy? And this is my stove. So you just raise this up here. And you have 3 eyes. You got 3 eyes here. And then you have an oven. And it holds a 9x13 pan. So it's plenty big for cooking anything you want. I don't know about a huge turkey or a ham, but maybe a medium-sized turkey. And then some of my drawer space I have here. It holds a lot of stuff. The drawers go really deep. And this is my silverware drawer. Tons and tons of storage. And then I have cabinets. Don't judge. Lots and lots of cabinet space. And then I even have storage under my stove. This here just pops out. Extra storage there. In this kitchen I have 6.5 feet of counter space. And which is plenty of prep room. And I have a very deep sink. My sink is 22.5 inches by 16.5 inches and 18.5 inches deep. And you have this pull-out nozzle to help you clean your dishes good. It's very handy. And now we're going to move to the other side of the kitchen. And under the stairs here, I have 3 drawers. And behind that curtain, it holds my trash can. So I'll show you the drawers here. It goes really deep to the length of the steps. And above my fridge, I have my Ninja grill and some spices to cook with and cook bacon things. And I have a dandy refrigerator that's 55.5 inches tall and 21.5 inches wide. And there's lots of space in this refrigerator. It is full of food. Lots of storage. bathroom we have an equate washer dryer combo, so it washes and dries. It's very convenient. It could be ventless or it could be vented. It dries a lot quicker when it's vented. And in the summertime I do like to hang my clothes out on the line. Here is my separate toilet. It's very easy to maintain. The urine just goes out with the gray water, and it's a composting toilet. This is my bathroom exhaust. Here is my tub shower combo. It's a full size, and this is also where I keep my laundry basket. Over here you'll see this is an exit window, so in case of an emergency you can't get to the front door, you can get out this way too. There's one last thing to show you before we head upstairs to the sleeping loft, which is just above the bathroom, is my closet. Under my closet is where I keep my laundry detergent, and then I have my on-demand hot water heater, my air purifier, and other cleaning things down here. That is just under my closet. Well, that concludes the tour downstairs. Now let's go upstairs to the sleeping loft. Now we're up here in the sleeping loft. It is 7.5 feet wide and 10 feet long, and I have a full-size bed up here. I could easily fit a king-size bed if I wanted to, but I really didn't see any need. I have 2 built-in nightstands. I have 2 windows on either side, and then I have an exit window behind me if I ever need to get out quickly. Hopefully that never happens. And I could easily sit up in the bed. I'm not very tall. I don't really do anything up here, just go to bed, go to sleep, and I read a little bit before I go to bed, and before I turn out the lights. And I have storage for clothing, and it's very cozy up here. You don't feel claustrophobic. You have the pony wall where you can see out. I can see my little storage loft on the other side of the house. It has a cathedral window. It's very nice, and the light pours in. The main light pulls in at night, and it's just very cozy. With the windows, you get a lot of light. It's nice to open up the windows whenever it's pretty outside to get that air circulating. It's really nice. Show it. Out here we have my generator, so if power goes out, I am prepared. As you can see, all I have to do is unplug my tiny home, and the plug goes right there. Here you can see I have a cover for my generator to protect it from the weather, and it has these little hooks right here, so that way whenever it gets windy outside it doesn't blow away. This is my plumbing setup. I had a plumber to come and hook up the plumbing. This right here is where all the gray water goes out, and it has hose all in the pipe, so whenever it's emptying from the house it just disperses as it drains down the hill. And this right here is a cool little box that a friend of mine built for me, and it's got a pipe that covers the actual piping that comes into the home, and it's filled with sand, and it also has heating tape wrapped around it to help with the freezing, because it does get cold in Tennessee in the winter time. Not as cold as it gets up north, but it does get cold, and I have had times where my water froze, and that is no fun. And so I have up here is this right here if you want to do cable and phone hookup, and this one here is where I plug in my electric tape, and this is the power to my house. And I will bring you around here, and this is where my house is plugged in. So if power goes out, I just turn on my generator, and I can just take that plug and plug it right into my generator. Then I also have an extra outlet here, and here is an extra box. Whenever they hooked up the electric on-demand hot water heater, they had to do an extra power source because it pulled too much power. So that's what this box here is for. Here I wanted to show you on the outside the Lunos, which is my air exchange. There's one here in the corner of the home, and you can see there's one up there at the top of the house. That one is close to the sleeping loft. It's in the kitchen area beside the mini split, and this is the vent exhaust in my kitchen that my microwave puts out. Here is I have 3 total outlets on the outside on the tiny home, and here is one that's behind the propane, and then the other one I showed you already that's over where the plumbing is, and here is the third one. It's by the front door. Here I have a sweet little flower garden. It's at the entrance to the house. The reason why I decided to live tiny is because back in 2019 I was thinking about making different decisions, making different choices, and I wanted to have something that I could own, and I had been renting for years and years, and where I lived it was very nice, but it wasn't something that I would ever own. So I got to looking in the housing market, and everything was just so expensive for a single income person. And I fell in love with the tiny home shows that I was watching, and I thought, I wonder if I can do that. So around that time, I discovered that in Nashville they were having a tiny house convention. And one of the people, Randy, with Incredible Tiny Homes, he was going to be there. And I thought, well, I'll go check out these tiny homes and see if it's something that I can do. So I was able to go, met Randy. And if you haven't ever watched his channel, go to his channel, watch his channel. He is very compassionate about finding affordable housing for people that can actually own their home. And of course it's movable too, so if you decide to move to a different location, you don't have to worry about putting your house up on market. You can take your house with you, and how convenient is that? So I got to go to the convention and I got to meet Randy, but unfortunately at that time Randy wasn't able to help with financing. I didn't have, $100,000 put back to purchase a tiny home. And because tiny homes kind of fall in that gray area whenever it comes to getting a loan, they don't really consider it a house, they don't really consider it like an RV. There are some tiny home companies that do classify their tiny homes as RV to help with the loan process. So I was able to find Tumbleweed Tiny Homes in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And they were able to do the financing, and from start to finish it took 3 months. It was amazing. And I worked with the great team there at Tumbleweed Tiny Homes, and I watched another YouTube channel, a tiny house called Find Myth. And so that's where she got her tiny home, and I just really loved her tiny home. It was really, you can tell that it was very well built, and she talked about Tumbleweed Tiny Homes and how much they helped her with the building process. And I worked with a great team of people. I was able to pick my own designs, and apparently I'm a upgrade queen. So every time there was a change, it'd be, Brenda, it's an upgrade. So I had to stop. And anyway, it was just a great group of people, and they were able to deliver my home. So they helped with the loan process, and they helped with the design of the home, and they delivered the home. And where do you park a tiny home? Well, the tiny home movement is still going. It's not a fad. Lots of people are still buying tiny homes these days. People have different needs. They buy a tiny home and use it for like a vacation home. Some people use it like me. This is their dwelling place 24/7. And other people get it for like a mother-in-law suite. There's lots of different needs for tiny homes. Their children grow up and they don't want the child to move far away, so they get a tiny home, put it in their backyard or somewhere on their property to keep them close. And it's just a wonderful thing that you have that option, that you do. If you cannot afford to buy a regular brick and mortar foundation home, you're like me, you're a single person, you have the one income, and it's just not doable with just one income. In the tiny house, you have that extra option, which is wonderful. And they're made so well. They're made just like a home. It's just on a trailer to where it's movable. And I don't regret my choice. I love living in my tiny home. And that's what I'll be talking about on my channel. My tiny house journey, things that I learned on my journey, the do's and some regrets that maybe that I have had, things that I would change, things that I wish I made different decisions, resources that I have found along the way. And I want to share it with you, and other things that come up, which I don't know if they are yet. Just started my channel, and so come along, take the journey with me. If you would, just hit subscribe and ring that bell so every time I put up a new episode, you'll be notified of the new episode. And I hope you come along with me on this journey. And thank you so much again for coming today. Thank you for taking the tour of my tiny home. I enjoyed sharing it with you, and I hope to see you on the next one. God bless, and you have a great day.